It all started with a simple dare. Spend one night in Blackwood Cemetery and win $500. For Alex, Sarah, Josh, and Emily, the money sounded like an easy prize. Besides, how scary could a graveyard really be? The bet was made, and they crossed through the rusted gates, determined to prove their bravery. The air inside the cemetery felt different, colder, heavier. The moon cast long, eerie shadows across the tombstones, and the sound of their footsteps seemed louder than it should have been. Josh tried to lighten the mood. $500, people. Think of it as a paid camping trip. They laughed nervously and set up their camp near an ancient mausoleum. Its massive stone door was sealed with chains, and the engraving above it was too worn to read. Emily glanced at it uneasily. Why would they lock up a mausoleum? That's kind of creepy. Probably to keep out vandals, Alex replied, though he sounded unsure. As the hours dragged on, they tried to entertain themselves by telling ghost stories, but the atmosphere grew heavier with each passing minute. A chill crept through the air, and the distant hoot of an owl was the only sound apart from their voices. Then came the first noise, a faint whisper carried on the wind. They all froze. "Did you hear that?" Sarah whispered. "It's just the wind," Josh said, though his face had gone pale. But the whispers grew louder, weaving through the graves and calling their names. Sarah, Alex, Emily, Josh. Emily's flashlight flickered as the chains on the mausoleum door rattled violently. She grabbed Alex's arm. "Let's just go," she pleaded. But before anyone could move, the chains fell to the ground with a deafening clang. The heavy door creaked open, revealing pitch-black darkness inside. A soft, eerie melody began to play like a music box coming to life. The group huddled together, too terrified to run. The music stopped abruptly, and out of the mausoleum stepped a figure, a woman in a tattered black dress. Her face was pale and gaunt, her eyes glowing faintly in the dark. "You've disturbed our rest," she said, her voice cold and echoing, "and now you must stay." The ground trembled as skeletal hands burst forth, clawing at their feet. Emily screamed as one hand latched onto her ankle and dragged her into the soil. Alex and Sarah tried to pull her free, but it was too late. She disappeared beneath the earth. "We have to go," Alex shouted, pulling Sarah and Josh toward the gates. But the path had changed. The tombstones had shifted, forming a maze that trapped them inside. The whispers turned into deafening wails. Shadowy figures emerged from the graves, their faces twisted in anguish. Josh tripped and fell against a gravestone. When he looked up, he saw his own name carved into it, along with the night's date. "No, this can't be real," he shouted, but the shadows engulfed him. Alex and Sarah ran desperately, the gate now visible in the distance. But as they reached it, the ghostly woman appeared again, blocking their path. "You cannot leave," she said. "This place is yours now." The ground beneath them cracked open. Alex's last sight was his name on a freshly carved tombstone. By morning, the cemetery was silent once more. The caretaker arrived to find 4 new graves, each marked with the names of the daring souls who sought a $500 prize and paid with their lives. Don't forget to subscribe for more bone-chilling tales. Follow us, because the darkness holds secrets you won't want to uncover until it's too late.